تعلو السنة الغراء يوما وإن رغمت أنوف الحاقدين ويظهر نورها في كل أفق وينشر خيرها للسالكين ويدخل خيرها في كل دار وينصرها إله العالمين ستظهر بعدما خفيت سنين تدك عروش كل المحدثين.
The fourth principle I want you to be aware of, inshallah ta'ala, and have very firm in your minds as well, is that beliefs and ideas live longer than men. Write this down. Beliefs and ideas live longer than men. What year Hijrah are we in now? 15th century? 1433? 15th century. Do we have the Khawarij amongst us? When did the Khawarij emerge? 14 centuries ago? Right, so ideas live longer than men. This is a general principle. Ideas always live longer than men. Beliefs live longer than men. Even amongst the kuffar, you see that today the kuffar in their nations, the way they run the nation, the way they structure their nation, the way they rule the people, they have taken those ideas from Plato and Aristotle. Thousands of years, before. So ideas live longer than men. Because ideas live longer than men, then we see that the Salaf who recognized and knew this, that when a new idea is introduced, that idea could last for the next 1,000 years and misguide millions and millions and millions of people. And for that reason we see, why did the Salaf behave the way they did towards the Khawarij and the Rafida and the Murji'ah and the Qadariyah and the Jahmiyyah and the Mu'tazila? Do you know how the Salaf behaved towards them in the 2nd century, 3rd century? They used to be killed. They used to be beaten. They used to be imprisoned. Someone who denied Allah is above the throne, he would be thrown into prison and beaten up until he repented. And then they accuse us, Masakeen, as Shaykh Rabi says in one of his statements where he's defending Ahlul Sunnah. He says, look at us Masakeen Salafis. They say we are harsh. Why don't they look at the Salaf? The Salaf, this is what they would do. If they found someone who didn't, they would have him killed, like the Salaf killed Jahm bin Safwan, Al-Ja'd bin Dirham, and many others, or they would have them beaten, they would have them imprisoned, and then they accuse us Masakeen. We people, we're not even implementing 100th of what those people were implementing. That's what Shaykh Rabi says. We are very kind, we're very gentle compared to what the Salaf were upon. And then they accuse us of being harsh. But the point I want to make is this. Alongside how harsh the Salaf were upon those people, did their ideas die? Did the ideas of the Khawarij die? Murji'ah, did they die? The Qadariyah, did they die? The Jahmiyyah, did they die? Today the world is full of Jahmiyyah, because the Ash'aris are the Jahmiyyah. The world is full of them in every place. In the Far East, in North Africa, in Sham, in the West. The whole dunya is full of the Jahmiyyah, despite how the Salaf behaved with those people in that time. So my dear brothers, the fourth point is, beliefs and ideas live longer than men. They live longer than men. And for that reason, we see that because the deen of Islam is something that will be protected and preserved, meaning the Sunnah and Salafiyyah, then there has to be within Islam something that is from our usul as Ahlul Sunnah, that which if we implement and act upon, it will protect that religion, that Salafiyyah which is Islam. It will keep it protected and preserved from all of these false ideas and false beliefs and false opinions and false ideologies. Okay? So this is the fourth point that we should be aware of. Just a quick announcement. The sisters are not able to hear due to chatter in the back. So may I please request with all with the sisters at the back to please remain silent to allow the other sisters to benefit and to listen. They can't hear because there is a lot of chatter in the back. So please remain silent. If you need to talk, then maybe leave the building, then come back. But at least have some respect for the people who want to benefit from the lesson, inshallah ta'ala. So please try to maintain your silence. Jazakumullahu khairan. So point number 4 is that beliefs and ideas live longer than men. And for that reason, we see that the Salaf, they were extremely, extremely severe against innovation and its people, because they understood that this is undermining Islam itself. This will undermine Islam itself. Do you realize, do you think about this. Do you think if Imam Ahmad, rahimahullah, and many of the Imams of the Salaf never took a stance in their time, do you think you would know what the Aqeedah of the Salaf was today? Do you think you might be believing that Allah is above the heaven today? Or do you think that you possibly might be someone who believes Allah is in every place? If they hadn't stood and spoke against the Jahmiyyah, do you think that? We have to thank them, thank Allah first and foremost, and thank them for that which they performed of preserving this deen. And likewise it applies to us in our time. If the scholars in our time, and likewise ourselves as Ahlul Sunnah, if we don't implement these usul, do you think in 300 years from now, do you think that there will people will have something which they know to be Salafiyyah? Something which they know to be that which the companions were upon? Do you think? The answer is no. But of course, Allah from His qadr, He has determined that there will indeed be a people. But the point being is that if we don't use these asbab, these ways and means which are from that which we know from the Sunnah, from the Deen of Islam, then this will be the evil outcome, which is exactly what happened to the Jews and exactly what happened to the Christians. Tabdeel of the religion was altered because no one stood and preserved and protected, and so the wrath of Allah fell upon them, and that was their evil end. So the point being then is that beliefs live longer than men.